Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Scary Stories by the Campfire. We are your hosts tonight, Jeremy.
And Jason.
And tonight, we don't just have a sequel for you. We have a requel. That's right, a requel.
Wouldn't that be the fifth movie? The fourth movie's?
The fourth is a sequel, and the fifth is a requel. That's why I said we have a sequel and a requel. Because we're going Scream 4 and 5.
Yes, we're doing 4 and 5 this evening.
And I liked them both. I can't. I liked them both. I liked 5 definitely better than I liked. Actually, if I had to put it, 5 is actually like my second favorite.
5 is your second favorite?
Out of the ones that we've seen so far, yes. And I think it's because they're making fun of it being a requel. And they use a lot of the same tropes from the first movie, but in a new way.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I like it so much. But I also, I like 4 too. 4 is probably third right now in my list.
So your list is
1, 5, 2 and 4 are tied, and then 3 is last.
I don't know how I would order these movies.
Why? You should.
Well, 1 would be 1, and I'd say 5 would be probably number 2. Yeah.
Well, let's start with
Weird 'cause
what?
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what's weird.
No, I was just gonna say that it's I think it's the humor in it. It works better than the. I know a lot of them do have a lot of humor involved in it. Kind of what makes it really meta with the idea of, a horror movie happening within a horror movie, and it's just I don't know. I think the humor in this one hits better than any of the other ones.
Well, let's talk about 4. What did you think of 4?
I thought it was all right. I mean, there's only so much you can. I swear to you, by this point, we've already had the first movie like 3 times.
But
that's essentially what's going on. Is we've had the same movie 3 times.
No, we've had Stab twice.
Stab twice.
Let's be fair. 4 and 5 were recreating Stab, not Scream.
So what you're saying is 4 and 5 are recreations of Stab, which is a recreation of Scream.
Yes.
Okay.
We want David Swimmer.
David Schwimmer, yes.
And Luke Wilson.
What was David Schwimmer's role?
I think he was supposed to play Stu.
Oh, seriously? That is casting ever.
Oh man.
Let's see here real quick. I'm gonna look it up while you're
You're gonna look up the Stab cast.
Oh, I can't.
But so yeah, Scream 4. The whole premise of this movie, I wasn't a fan of the overall premise of the movie, but I was a fan of the characters. If that makes sense. Like, the whole premise is Sydney's cousin wants to be like Sydney and be the final showgirl and be the survivor and have her 5 seconds of fame. So she gets with oh god, I can't remember the character's name.
He plays. David Schwimmer plays Officer Dewey.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, he would have played Officer Dewey.
Um, but where is it? He's not even listed on here. I have to go deep diving into it.
Who?
Uh, the guy who plays it's Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Oh, he should be listed there. It's not that.
Well, you have to go actually look at it
Wow.
because, like, he's. Oh my. Oh, there he is. Rory Culkin. He plays Charlie. That's all right.
Yeah, Charlie.
The premise is that him and her are trying to get their 5 seconds of fame by recreating the
They're 5 seconds. That was like 15 minutes, Jeremy.
whatever. They want to be
Do anything with
famous.
5 seconds.
And now they've done the new, but they've added in the element of today's society where everything can be recorded and uploaded to the internet right away.
Yeah, it's that guy with the headset thing.
Who's always constantly blogging.
Mm-hmm.
That's Robbie. No, it's not. Which one is that? Yeah, it is Robbie. Yeah, that's Robbie. Eric Knudsen. But it's a different. It's basically Scream 1, but it's different at the same time. But like I said, I do like the characters a little bit more in this one than I have in 2 and 3. But the story, like I said, is just kind of meh.
Hey, we've seen Robbie before.
Where?
He's our favorite Saw victim, the son of Eric Matthews.
Oh yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yep, that's the kid there.
Oh, Angry Issues Matthews.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look at that, types back to a different franchise.
So, what did you like about the movie?
Like I said, I like the humor.
And 4?
Yeah, and four also had a nice bit of humor to it. I think 5 worked, but four just had, and I like the flip at the end, because the thing with these movies, like I said, is they're all the same thing. I mean, at least comparatively to, I mean, if you exclude 2 and 3, then 1, 4, and 5 are essentially the same movie with a little bit of mixing going on. So, you know, it's Sydney's the victim in this, and this time it's her crazy. What was she? She was
Cousin. You cut out. I caught something there for it. Talk again?
better.
A little bit.
So, yeah. So in this one, spoiler alert, it's the crazy cousin, and like Jeremy said, Charlie. But they were recreating their stab or whatever to get their 15 minutes of fame, and of course, all the Ghostface always have like the same brilliant idea. We're gonna murder everyone, and then we're gonna hurt ourselves to make it look like we're the victims.
Oh my god, because that leads to my favorite scene in the entire movie. Oh, me and mom were cracking up laughing at this so much, especially because of the last. Yeah.
Just smashing herself
Just, this was after she already like stabbed herself in the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's great. This. She's been watching some pro wrestling. I'm just like, what?
That would have been really bad if that table didn't break. Just
And
rolls off. Yeah, because come to start to find out that these Ghostface aren't like the brightest characters, and they all have that one motivation of, oh, we're gonna be remembered for being victims, or we're gonna be remembered for being the killers, but it always seems like they work in pairs, and one of them is always gonna off the other one by the end of it.
yeah, because she off Rory in this one.
Yeah, she killed Charlie because she was gonna hog all the spotlight. Because I remember but we had the single guy in 3.
The
And then we
brother.
had then we had the Billy's mom and
The film student.
that other guy. And then you had Billy and Stewart's. Now whether or not Billy, I don't think was going to actually kill Stu, but it wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have put it past him.
He actually was originally. I think they said it in one of the movies that he was actually going to kill Stu and have everything framed on him.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Stu was supposed to be the fall guy.
Yeah, I think we talked about that during one of our episodes. But I know, like, this one, she does kill him and does it herself. And then I think I'm trying to remember the next one.
No, they didn't.
No, the next one, no, next one they were working together. But I wouldn't be surprised if one of them tried to kill the other. But yeah, this one had some fun moments.
I liked Kirby. Just I don't know why. I just did.
Yeah. I mean, all the characters in this one were the set of characters. Here's the thing with the first one. The set of characters, to an extent, is memorable. Okay, we all know Stu. We all know.
You're cutting out again. You cut out, Jason. Try it now.
We know, huh?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, we know Billy. We know Stu. We know Sydney. We know Gail. We know Dewey. Randy. We all know Randy. So the characters in the first movie are very, very memorable. The second one, I don't care. The second one, people may think that's a really good movie too, but quite frankly, Sydney, Dewey, and Gail are the only ones that. I mean, Randy, but he was only in it for a little bit before he got killed off, and yeah, that's the whole second movie there. I don't care. And then you get to the third one, and of course it's Sydney, Gail, and Dewey. No one else matters. I don't remember.
Dewdrop.
I don't remember.
I remember Kronk.
Yeah, but that's he had like a very small part, so he wasn't even essential to the story. This one though, the characters are all relatively likable to a certain extent. They all have different personalities. They feel you know, way crazier, you know, but they all, you know, you got the film students who are kind of like your Randys, which in turn this is kind of like Randy being the killer, in a, you know. Um, so yeah, the characters in this one are much more memorable, and we get into part five. The cast is completely flipped upside down. So
Um, and five, yes and no. Like there were some parts, like some characters in it that I do remember just for who they were, but some of them weren't. Some of them were the carbon cutouts
yeah,
of.
what's his name? The guy from the beginning who plays Quentin in the Nightmare remake.
Oh,
I don't even. Yeah, he just he just got. He was kind of like the big tough guy who's gonna start a fight, and then he got stabbed in the neck.
yeah, that was Stu Macher's like cousin or something.
No, this is a nephew, because it was supposed to be
Vince
Stu's
Schneider.
sister, which we didn't even know. We didn't even know that Stu had a sister. Never
Yeah.
mentioned her before. And all of a sudden, he's got a sister and she's got a kid, and that was. So I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree for being bad people.
That's true too. But then, if you when we get to Scream 5, but first, before we do that, Jason's favorite scene.
Ah, yes, my favorite scene.
From Scream 4.
Wait, no. You can't. There's rules. I'm gay. I'm gay. I mean, if it helps.
You know,
Yeah.
and this is true through every single Scream that we've had so far. One of the biggest things that I love about these movies is when he's getting ready to kill somebody and they just say some off the wall stupid stuff and he's just kind of staring at him like transfixed like what?
See, the thing
What
about
did
these
you just
movies,
say?
you know, the thing about these movies is that after you've watched the movie and you know who the killer is, you're trying to the fun part is try to figure out who's beneath the mask at certain points.
3 was the only one that was
It-
super easy because it was all the same.
It was just the one guy, but like this one, was that one? Was that Charlie, or was that what's her name?
It was Charlie because he talks about it later.
Oh, he talks about killing his best friend. Huh?
Yeah. He's like, I got some good footage of, because he's like, I got some really good footage of Robbie's kill as well as Gail.
Oh. I thought maybe he was just filming from the sidelines or something, but yeah, that makes sense. When they're doing the when he actually says that line, makes the line a little bit funnier, where no, he's like, I'm gay, you know, and that's what if that's Charlie up underneath it, he's got that. He's like, no, you're not.
And that, like I said, it's just the funniest thing in the world because you know it's a real person under there going, what? What is no. Screw it.
Yeah, you get some of the you know, that's the big thing about the rules. And I wonder if that would have even been like something like maybe he was actually gay and it was like, oh, I'm gay, and he's like, well, darn. Yeah, I guess you get to survive this one. So
But let's roll into Scream 5. And you know
does
this
that have is that the one with the community girl?
no, this one is. No.
This
No, this one is. Scream 4.
Scream 4 had community.
Yeah, it's Allison Brie. She played the
Yeah,
publicist.
yeah, it was just so funny because I think a while back we were actually doing we were watching Scream over here, and we were going through the movies and we were all watching it. And we got to that, and we were actually just finishing. I think we were watching some of Community. So when we saw her pop up, we're like, "Hey, I know that face." And then she's just this really horrible character.
I love Community. It's
It's
such a good show.
She is so mean in this. It was kind of funny, but yeah. So Scream 5. We're
Bam!
going to Scream 5 now. And Jeremy said this is your second favorite.
Yes, it was because it just it felt better. Like it came out 11 years after Scream 4, and even though we got unfortunately had to watch Dewey be killed in this one, which his death was pretty cool, not gonna lie. The way they did it.
Doesn't make sense since we know who the killer is now and how tall she is. She must have been wearing some sort of platform shoes.
But
She's a little short one.
it it brought back characters. It killed off a lot of them, like what sheriff what's her name?
Oh yes, this
And her famous lemon squares. But I'm kind of curious I've always wondered, like, what did they get rid of Dewey because he was done, or was it kind of like all right, we're about to move on with the franchise, we don't need Dewey anymore?
It could have been possible that they were trying to make an actual punch. I mean, go ahead and look at all the other Scream movies, Jeremy. Look at all the other Scream movies. All the characters, you in the first movie, you had Sydney as the final girl, you had Gail, and you had Dewey, and Randy managed to slip in there. Okay, Randy, Sid, Dewey, and Gail to the second movie, and then Randy was taken out. And then in the third movie, those three were still standing. In the fourth, those characters were still standing. Everyone else is apparently expendable at that point, except those three. And when you get to this movie, it's a requel.
Your mic is doing something weird. It sounds very staticky, like you're in a bubble of water. Well, while Jason is fixing his mic, I actually found it where David Arquette actually shared the moment he learned that his beloved character would die. They didn't give him much of a heads up, and he was flipping through the script, and he's like, "Oh, Dewey's got some good stuff to play this time," and then, oh, that's why he actually had to put it down, and it kind of took him through a whirl. He understood where it was coming from because they were trying to shock the audience, but it was hard because it's been such an ongoing film series through his life. You know, it's 25 years of his life was with Scream, from then until now. So he said about filming the scene, he got up, cooked himself some breakfast, and he went to work the scene. And they amped up the fight scene a little because, did you know David Arquette's a professional wrestler?
I mean, I didn't know he was like a professional wrestler, but I knew he was involved with that stuff because I know he did that movie Ready to Rumble, and I think he even like hosted Raw or something a while back. He was involved in that stuff.
He also was very angry apparently when he did it. He really did not want to do this scene, but he did it. Um, but apparently, he's also certified as a where's it at? Where'd he go? He's a certified Bob Ross painting instructor. So during filming breaks, he would actually teach cast members how to paint Bob Ross pictures.
Interesting.
That's weird. Like, I never even knew that.
Yeah. So, my theory of him just wanting to kill the character off was not true. Never mind.
What was your theory?
Oh no, it's kind of like Harrison Ford and Star Wars. I mean, I'm gonna spoil something for Star Wars fans if no one is.
I think Jason was getting at that it's the shock factor of it. He's experienced. Ghostface is over there tampering with his headset right now.
Yeah, I keep having to fix this mic. It keeps cutting out. I just gotta save up for a new one. No, my theory was that he was tired of playing the character. He had fun with the character, of course, but it was getting to a point where he just didn't want. He wanted to move on, do something different, and he pretty much said, "Hey, I'll come back if you kill off the character." It's kind of like what Harrison Ford did with Han Solo when they did.
Ghostface does
Like I
not
said,
like
but
you
Han Solo-
talking about Han Solo.
Yes, Han Solo. Haha, very funny. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So Harrison Ford only agreed to come back and play Han Solo in The Force Awakens if he was supposed to be killed off. Take that. So that's what I thought about Dewey here, was that he would only come back if his character was killed off. But I did figure that it was one of those scenes because, like I said earlier in the movie, they talk about how this is a requel. The stakes are higher. Major characters can get killed off. Nobody's.
We will not talk about Dewey's death. We will not let you. We will not shame Dewey's death.
So they said that all the characters were not safe and everyone can get killed off at any point in time. It didn't really matter who, and it was the shock value of killing Dewey off. The end.
Yeah. But Dewey's actually my favorite scene in this movie. It was when when they're all sitting in the thing and he's just making those sly comments the entire time.
None taken, but what's my motive?
You got stabbed 1 billion times, got dumped by your famous wife, and crawled into a bottle. I think it's safe to say you're on the suspect list.
Well, maybe you're the killer. Because that cut deep.
Just his little quips that he said throughout that entire scene was just great. You know, because at the end of it, he's like, "I'm really regretting coming here."
That's what I'm saying. That you got a whole new cast of characters. For Scream 5, you got a whole new cast of characters, and they all fun. They function really well, and who played Is it Jack Quaid?
Yeah, it's. Hold on. I know who you're talking about. It's one of the Quaids. Yeah, Jack Quaid.
Yeah, Jack Quaid. I know he's in The Boys.
Mm-hmm. It was, in my opinion, I liked that they chose him to be the killer. Spoiler alert. I didn't really care for the second killer, but I did like they chose him as this out of pocket kind of goofball person throughout the entire movie who's saying all the one-liners, you know, talking about all the, he's like, a lot of the laughs came from him and Dewey. And I think that really helped with it. And this is one of the starts to Jenna Ortega. But Jason is having some severe technical difficulties. We might have to cut it short for tonight and come back and revisit Scream 5 next week when we talk about the new one. And we'll knock out all our games together at once. So we'll have 3 rounds worth of Price is Right to go through next week. We'll have Scream 4, 5, and 6. But we do know that me and Jason both put this Scream as the number 2 contender. And we'll talk more about it next week. Like I said, Jason's having some severe technical difficulties over there. Ghostface really doesn't want Jason to talk about Dewey or anything like that. So I know we are all... Ghostface doesn't want you talking about him. Duh.
Apparently Ghostface doesn't want me talking about anything.
Well, we will see you all next week. Same time, same campfire. We'll be up and running good as new.
Now watch this thing start working all of a sudden.
You want to say anything real quick, Jason, before we sign off? Nope. All right. Well, we will see you all next week, everybody. Ghostface is coming for you, Jason. What's your favorite scary movie? Oh, wait. You can't answer. You all stay safe. We'll see y'all next week.